What's up, YouTube? This is Jay, and today I'm going to give you guys an update on the portfolio. I'm going to show you the purchases that I made on Friday as a DCA investor, and I'm also going to show you the portfolio performance in the past few months, year to date, and in the last year. So stay tuned for that. And I'm recording this on Saturday afternoon because later on tonight I am going to be driving down to Florida because I'm going with my family on vacation. We're gonna go to Disney World about 2 days, 2 to 3 days there, and then we're gonna do a few things. So definitely very happy. Kids are happy. So by the time I post this video, I'm probably gonna be around Georgia, somewhere around there, South Carolina. So definitely excited about that. And let me show you the purchases that I made on Friday as a DCA investor. Starting with Procter & Gamble, I threw $30 in Procter & Gamble at a share price of $153.62. I was able to pick up 0.195 shares. So just continuing to grow my Procter & Gamble position now in the dip. I'm hoping it dips even more so I can make some moves in my portfolio. But as of right now, I'm not rushing. I'm still giving myself some time. Then my next purchase was, of course, one share of SCHD at a share price of $26.92. And I'm going to show you my SCHD position in a minute, but I'm very happy with it. And if you saw yesterday's video on my credit card rewards, I showed my SCHD position. So don't forget to take a look at that video right after this one finishes. Then my next purchase was on Realty Income, ticker symbol O. I threw $10 in there just like if I was reinvesting a dividend pretty much, because that's about how much I get every month from my Realty Income position, where I picked up $10 at $57.75, was able to pick up another 0.173 shares. So just continuing to grow my position there since it's around my cost, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And then in the growth portfolio, I threw $20 into Amazon, ticker symbol AMZN. And the share price was at $222.51. And I'm sure you guys are going to say, Jay, you're crazy. You're buying very high. But I just have such strong conviction in Amazon that I just want to continue to grow that position even more. So I was able to pick up 0.089 shares. And then I just threw $10 into Alphabet, Google, ticker symbol GOOGL, at a share price of $201.41. And I still think that it's not bad to pick up any Alphabet right now. I know it's just continuing to go up and up, but while I'm on vacation, I'm going to try to keep a little bit of an eye on the stock market to see if I can deploy some of my cash into either Alphabet or Amazon. Those are two of my positions that I really want to invest some more. Then if we go right here into my portfolio performance, you guys can see that my portfolio balance is at $27,281. So very happy with the performance of the portfolio and the growth. Return in the last month, 1.48%. And you guys can see that July ended at a 1.24% performance. I was like around 3%, a little bit over 3% performance in July alone, but started going down at the end of the month. Then in August, I'm starting pretty strong, 1.459% return in the first 8 days. So that's not that bad. That's pretty good right there. So I'm hoping it stays strong. And then in the last 3 months, I got an 8.68% return, as you guys can see right here. In May, it was where I had like some great returns right there, 3.43% in May alone. So that was a great month. Then year to date, I have a 6.21% performance return. And then in the last year, 14.18% return. So portfolio is performing pretty good so far. I'm happy with it. And here are my positions. And of course, I got my first position, SCHD, almost 30% of my full portfolio. 302 shares of SCHD, 2.38% in unrealized gains. And I'm almost at $8,000 invested in SCHD. So I'm happy about that. All Realty Income, 34.2 shares right now, only 1% in unrealized gains. And you guys can see that it's 7.2% on my portfolio. So all Realty Income is one that I'm going to continue to try to buy more and more on a weekly basis, even if it's a little bit. Just because I want to continue growing my monthly income. Main Street Capital is pretty high in share price. I have not done my research, and I know my cost basis is pretty low compared to where the share price is at right now. Because when we take a look at it, you guys can see right here, I got only 17.6 shares and the share price is $65. My cost per share, 39 $39.54. So I'm 66% in the green in unrealized gains. So that's one that I need to do my research because I pretty much anchored to the share price where it was before. And I started this position somewhere in 2022. So since then, it has grown, it has performed well. I have reinvested dividends along the way too. I made a couple purchases along the way, maybe like around in the 40s. But I have not bought anymore. So I gotta set up a new price where I want to buy some more Main Street Capital, the same way I'm doing with Procter and Gamble, and the same way I did with Johnson and Johnson, which I told you guys I was buying under 160, and now the share price $173.33. You guys can see right here my cost per share $155.24. I'm 11.6% in unrealized gains, and I was able to get to at least 10.4 shares. So I'm very happy with the purchases that I made in Johnson and Johnson when it took a share price dip. So that's something that I want to do also with Main Street Capital, because Main Street Capital also pays those special dividends, which I really like a lot. FXAIX 7.9 shares. I did not buy any this week. I forgot to throw a few dollars in there. I'm 23.4% in unrealized gains right now. So I'm happy with that. Google, Alphabet, ticker symbol GOOGL, 7.86 shares. I really want to get to 10 shares already, but the share price has $201 and my cost per share $160. I'm already 25.3 in unrealized gains. And it was like not long ago when the share price was like at 170, 160. I just wish I had a lot more money where I could have bought a lot more of Google then, because I would have grown my position to where I wanted to be. So I do want it to go down in share price once again, but I know it's going to be a little bit difficult right now, especially it's just performing very well, very good earnings that they announced recently. So I don't think it's going to go down anytime soon. Visa, I wanted to throw a few dollars in there, but I did not calculate very well or budget my deposit. So I spent a lot into Procter and Gamble, and I didn't throw any money into Visa and FXAIX. I do want to continue throwing some money into Visa, even if it's $5, $10 in it, because I got 4.082 shares, and I want to grow this position. 21.7% in unrealized gains. Bank of America, just waiting, collecting the dividend. I will be selling that position in the future, but I'm not in a rush right now. Vici Properties, ticker symbol VICI, 37.6 shares right now. The share price at $32.90. I wanted to get closer to $30 so I could put some more. I'm 9% in the green. And maybe some days I'm going to do the same thing that I'm going to be doing to like All Realty Income, Visa. Maybe just throw a few dollars in there. Throw $5 into each because that's another one of my favorite REITs that I really like a lot, and I want to grow some more, especially it has a nice dividend. Amazon, I only have 5.2 shares, and I really have a very strong conviction in this company, and I really want to grow it some more. Share price at $222, my cost per share at 182, 22% in unrealized gains. So this is one that I have cash right now that I saved up, but I really want to spend it on those two positions right now. I got about $400 in the growth portfolio in cash. So I want to spend it between Alphabet and Amazon. So I'm just waiting. I'm trying to wait as patient as possible, but I'm kind of getting some FOMO in between, some FOMO thoughts. And I'm like, man, I really want to buy right now. That's why I threw a little bit of money. I threw $20 into one, $10 into the other one. I don't think that will hurt, but I do want to buy. I do want to spend the cash that I have into those two positions. So I'm trying to my best. I'm trying to hold myself and not throw all the money in there. But let me know your opinion in the comment section. What do you think I should do? Should I just buy it? Should I hold? Should I wait? For the best chance. Let me know in the comment section. But I'm really getting some FOMO in those two positions right there. And then you guys can see Procter & Gamble 6.8 shares finally. I crossed the $1,000 invested in Procter & Gamble finally. I only has like $600 invested for the longest. So now my cost per share is at $146, share price at 153, and I want to buy some more, but I have no more cash. The leftover cash that I have is $34, which out of those $34, I'm going to buy one more share of SCHD on Monday for the weekly challenge of August. So that's the money that I have saved up. I have a few dollars. Maybe I'll throw it into one of the positions or just save it for next Friday so I can have a larger purchase into some of my positions. Hopefully the stock market performs goes back down in the red. But if we go right into the stock analysis tab, you guys can see that after hours, the S&P 500 is at 0.22% in the green. So the stock market is gonna open in the green. So I have no faith right now that the stock market is gonna give us an opportunity to buy at cheaper prices, but you just never know, right? Anything can change. But as you guys can see, VGT 1.2 shares, Starbucks 8.9 shares, 10% on unrealized gains. VGT, I have 32% in unrealized gains, and I want to buy a lot more too. I just wish I had a lot more money, to buy some of these stocks. Pfizer, 20% in unrealized losses right now. So I'm just going to collect the dividend, 23.5 shares. Canview, 26.7 shares. Really thinking about selling it. KO Coca-Cola, I want to build. This is another position that I want to build in my portfolio because these positions right here, I want to build them for the long term. And I do understand, guys, that they grow a lot more slower. And I might lose some gains on my money if I go into these positions rather than maybe a Google or an Amazon. But my original plan with the dividend portfolio was to build some strong companies for the future, for retirement, that I can just collect that dividend in retirement on a monthly basis and just pay some of my bills with it. That's why I have some of the positions that pay in certain months and some of the positions that pay in certain other months. And that's why I want to grow Procter & Gamble. I feel very safe with Procter & Gamble, even though no business it will last forever, right? But I feel pretty good about Procter & Gamble. KO Coca-Cola is another one. I see it everywhere. Costco have not changed to Coca-Cola products yet by me. So let me know, did it change by you in the Costco by you already with Coca-Cola products? By me, they still have Pepsi products. So I'm waiting for the change. I am waiting for the change. But that's my plan with the dividend portfolio. And this is one of the positions that I want to grow some more. I only have $400 invested in KO Coca-Cola, 21.5% in unrealized gains. So very nice gains there. Then Apple, the share price at $229. I'm 61% in the green, but I only have $271 invested. $437 in market value. Like, that's how much I will get right now if I sell my Apple position. So that's not bad. I like that total right there. And then let's go into my dividend portfolio so I can show you the income, the estimated yearly dividends from my dividend portfolio. And you guys can see right here that is in column R right here. You guys see $770 in estimated yearly dividends from this portfolio. SCHD is at the very top with $301 in estimated yearly dividends. So I'm really happy about that. All Realty Income, $110 right there. And then you guys can see that Vici Property, $65. And that's why I want to grow some more this position because it's a very high yielder right there. Main Street Capital, $52 a year. Johnson & Johnson, $51. I like the push that I did recently in buying more Johnson & Johnson. So those are some of my higher paying positions right there. Bank of America, I make about $30 of estimated yearly dividends. In my portfolio salary, if you guys see right here, per month of the year, $64. So I could pay a couple of my bills actually. I could pay my Netflix and my Spotify subscription right there, and have some money extra. Then per week of the year, $14.81. So once a week, pretty much, I can go to Chick-fil-A and get me my 2 spicy chicken sandwiches that I like to get from there. And I usually take myself a bottle of water. So that's what I usually do to try to not to drink too much soda. I do drink soda on the weekends, but during the week I try to drink more water. So that's that's why I like to get those two spicy chicken sandwiches right there. Then per day of the year, $2.11. And if my portfolio were a 40-hour week, 37 cents per hour. So these are my sectors right here that pay the most. $321 from ETFs, $175 from real estate, and then $92 each in healthcare and financials. All right, everyone, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave me your opinion in the comment section. Channel growing and growing, and I really appreciate all of the support. I really appreciate all of your comments, guys. Mario, Legendary, Jeremy, T Caskets, so many BC USA, Brainchild, JL. I'm so sorry, but hope you get better soon. Definitely. And everyone else, Finanzas con Estilo. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to come up with all the names, but UPS Man, Novelitos. I'm trying to think of all the names, and I'm sorry if I didn't say yours, but like Tom, Tim, so many of you guys. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.